we can all end up in prison. Most of us think prison is a place for other people who make terrible choices or live lives completely different from ours. There is a comfort we all feel, an assumption that as long as we follow the rules, nothing disastrous will ever happen to us. We see news of accidents, crimes, and tragedies as something distant affecting other people. But all of us, no matter how careful, live on a thin line between life as we know it and life forever change. I realized this one terrifying moment that it could happen to anyone, that it could happen to me. This is my story. Straight from the greater, you already know cash new killer. A few months ago, I was excited. I had just bought a car and was heading early to the train station to board a train to pick it up. All the paperwork was signed, everything was paid. It was supposed to be a perfect day, a moment I'd waited for. As the train took me closer to my destination, I couldn't help it but daydream about driving my new car, about the freedom it would bring to me. I wasn't thinking about anything beyond that feeling of accomplishment. It was a simple, happy moment. Finally, I got my car and headed back home. When I got back, I couldn't wait to tell my friends. I called them and we met at the location. We celebrated, laughing, taking photos. It was one of those moments where everything feels right. Life felt simple and I was happy. We take these moments for granted, don't we? When everything is going well, it's hard to imagine that anything could change. But just around the corner was the start of my nightmare. As the celebration ended, I went back to my car and called home to break the news that I was coming. As I drove off, the rain began to fall. I didn't think much of it, just another quiet drive home. But I noticed the road was getting slick and I was extra careful. Something in me, maybe a gut feeling, felt a bit uneasy. As I approached the town hospital, I noticed them, an African family, coming out from the entrance on my right. From a distance, I could see the tension between the couple. A woman holding her daughter on her left side, and behind her was another daughter, a bit older, who was left alone following her mother. Behind them was a man who held a toddler trying to calm the woman, who was moving fast, trying to get away from him. The woman seemed to be in a hurry while arguing with him. My first thought was to slow down. But before I could fully react, she stepped onto the crosswalk, crossing the street with a burly glance at the cars, too wrapped up in her anger. I was close, too close. I hit the brakes as hard as I could. But the rain betrayed me and a sort of aquaplaning took place. My car slid sideways. My brakes locked and I couldn't stop. The mother, her children, all so young, maybe none of them older than 4, were caught in the middle of this chaotic scene. They were right there. In that split second, 1,000 thoughts rushed through me. I imagined their tiny faces, their lives flashing before me, my mind filled with guilt before anything even happened. There was no time to react, no time to pray, no time for anything. I just hoped for a miracle, some kind of a miracle. In that moment, everything froze. It's true when they say a second feels like 1,000 years. My mind flooded with thoughts of these kids, innocent and unaware. I wasn't even afraid for myself or the consequences I might face. I was only worried for them, just for them. Somehow, the woman, hearing the sound of my tires, turned and ran. Her little girl behind her moved just in time, darting away as I skidded past, close enough to feel the air from my car. That little girl surely had some field sprinter gifts. Oh, she was so fast to save the situation. My car screeched to a halt just inches past them, and I noticed that a man remained behind, avoiding to cross the way. And then it was over. Just as quickly as it began, it was over. I sat there, stunned with the sounds of the alarms blaring from my car. I was shaking, terrified, and unbelievably relieved. I had nearly ended a life. No, 3 lives. I stepped out, my heart pounding, ready to check on them, ready to apologize, but they didn't even look back. She was still in her argument, completely ignoring the fact that her entire family had nearly been taken away from her in an instant. They didn't even look back to check on me, but I knew I'd come so close to a tragedy that would have not only scared me, but forever labeled me as something I never thought I could be, a killer. It wouldn't have mattered that it was an accident. It would have been on me. I could already see the headlines, harsh and cruel. African man from Ghana hates family, killing children. No mention of the rain, no mention of the arguments distracting them, no mention of my intent, just a label. And that label would have changed my life forever. The blame, the weight of it would have been unbearable. And in that instant, I realized just how easily I could have ended up behind bars for years, or maybe for life. Not for being reckless, but for being human on a rainy day. That moment changed me. I kept thinking of it. What if I hadn't been so lucky? What if they hadn't moved? I realized that none of us are as far from disaster as we think. Just a second could turn everything, and I would have been a criminal in the eyes of the world. So, I want you to remember this. None of us are immune to life's cruel twist. A single second, a small slip, a rainy night, any of it could turn us into someone we don't recognize, someone society judges harshly. Stay mindful out there, for yourself, for others, and remember that none of us are above a split-second mistake. None of us are invincible.